I started with a frame, just a pile of steel, rust on my hands, but a vision that's real. Long nights in the shop, sparks lighting the air. Every bolt I tighten says I'm halfway there, knowing that my vision is starting to appear, in hopes that I make the cover of C10 America magazine. I'm building my C10 dream. The chrome shines under the lights. Do I lay it low or lift it high? Man, my C10 dream feels so right. From the garage to the show, rolling proud and clean, in hopes that one day I'll make the cover of C10 America magazine. A fresh coat of paint, that green candy apple glow, 20-inch wheels hitting every truck show. Crowd gathers round, cameras start to click. This ain't just a truck, it's my C10 America magazine dream. I'm building my C10 dream, the chrome shining under the lights. Do I lay it low or lift it high? Man, my C10 dream feels so right. From the garage to the show, rolling proud and clean, in hopes that one day I'll make the cover of C10 America magazine. From swamp meets to highways, every mile I roll, this C10 Chevy tells my story, every dent, every goal. I hope and I pray the editors are watching one day and put me on the cover of C10 America magazine. And they will realize this truck's more than metal to me. It's my C10 dream. I'm building my C10 dream. The chrome shines under the lights. Do I lay it low or lift it high? Man, this C10 dream feels so right. From the garage to the show, rolling proud and clean, in hopes that one day I'll make the cover of C10 America magazine. So here's to the builders, the grinders, the crews, to every C10 dreamer with a vision so true. I hope and I pray that maybe someday my truck will be on the cover of C10 America magazine. But until that day, my truck's gonna gleam. I will keep wrenching and chasing my C10 America magazine dream.
Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning. How you doing? Hey, it is your host, Texas Ridge. Hey, what's up? It's another not Monday, we're Wednesday. That was 2 days ago. Hey, what's up? It's another morning wake-up call right here on YouTube. It is, matter of fact, it is Wednesday, March 11th. We're a little late, guys. We're at 5:52. This morning I had to take, the wife to get her anyways, we're late, this morning because we had some, family issues. So and plus I didn't want to get up right at 4 in the morning. But hey, I got up a little after 4, and then it got all showered up, cleaned up, came, in here to the studio to boom, start, the day. We have a jam-packed day, guys. If you're listening out there on, the podcast, C10 America Talks, hey, what's up? How you guys doing out there? Now, we have some people out there listening from all the way, across, the pond, or is Saudi Arabia, Sweden, dude, they're like, all over out there. That is, so cool. We thank each and every one of you guys, and that is, awesome. One thing, real quick, we took in, everybody likes these posters, on the back wall back here. We call them man cave posters. They're great for, the man cave, all that. Back in the day, back in the early 2000s, I was making these and getting them printed out on, paper. They're 20 by 30, but they came full circle. We stopped doing those when we started doing the real magazine, because pretty much, guys, what they are, they're a mock-up, they're a facade of a fake magazine. We're doing that for many, many years, but now we're doing a real actual magazine. But anyways, we took and we brought these back. We're bringing them back big and strong. So if you want to be on, a front cover, and you don't make it right now to, C10 America, check it out, guys. You can be on, the front cover. Let me get this. You can be on, the front cover of C10 Sickness. C10 Sickness. Right now, it's a man cave, print, and it's a matter of fact, it's a digital print. We take and we put it on a little thumb drive for you guys, and then you take it to FedEx, Kinko's, or FedEx, whatever. You take it to Staples, you take it to, I think Sam's, you take it wherever, and you can have it done, have it printed out on, inkjet, paper 20 by 30. We charge you only $75 for that. We put it on, the thumb drive, and then you guys get it. You take it wherever. Then you guys get a frame for it, all that. Or, if you want to spend the extra money, we'll take and we'll put one of these bad boys on a metal print for you. We did one for, a buddy of ours, probably last year, and it came out bitching, man. So anyways, we can put, the magazine, covers. And I think we might even design, a couple other ones for, covers as well. So that would be awesome. Anyways, folks, welcome to, the morning wake-up call right here in the studio. We are 5:57, 8, 9, 10. We're 3 minutes until, the top of the hour. Hey, so I have, a couple things, more than a couple things I want to talk about here on, the morning wake-up call. First and foremost, I want to give a big shout out to my buddy Doug Barry over at Triple F Automotive. I don't know if you guys have been to Triple F, but they're known to be a full service shop specializing in classic car restoration. So if you have that old car, that old truck, take it to my buddy Doug over at Triple F Automotive. If you're looking at, selling your vehicle, they have a showroom where they can put it in and they can sell for you. I don't know what it costs for them to, put your car, in there and, sell it, but it is, all good. Man, this cord's getting to me. Let me see if I can't do something with, the cord. Well, I gotta fix it later on. So, anyways, my buddy Doug Barry over at Triple F Automotive, he has been with, Bustin' Rod and Truck, me and Dad's, first Hot Rod magazine, Rod and Truck magazine, that we started back in 2018. And he did not skip a beat. So we came out every 2 months, like, C10 America. And he was always there to advertise and show support. So that was flipping awesome. And for that, we love them over at Triple F. They're located at 2760 Golden Triangle Boulevard. That's Fort Worth, Texas. 76177 76177. Their phone number, if you want to give them a little ringy dingy, guys, it's 817-750-1040. 817-750-1040. And like I said, guys, that's my buddy, Dad's buddy, Doug Barry over there. They have, check this out, wait for it. They have over 70 years experience doing what they do. So evidently, if you have that many years doing what you do, you're, really good at it. Anyways, I don't know if you guys looked at, the numbers of, the group over, in Facebook. We're here on YouTube, but over on Facebook, we have a big following. Anyways, as of yesterday and, this morning, we have over 80,000. We have over 81,000. We have 82,000 members, and that is awesome. That's because, you guys out there, you're telling your friends are telling their friends, that is, so, awesome. And we have 2 brand new shows, right here on YouTube. You're watching one of them right now. Our other one will be a little more in-depth. It'll be on location. We're coming to your shops, your garages. We want to pick your brain and talk to you for like an hour about, maybe your passion, your drive, your determination, and frankly, that awesome C10 or that, Project C10. And the only thing you guys need is 2 things you need. You need, that C10 passion. And then, something else you need. you need a tailgate to put down a tailgate on your C10 because the show is tailgate thoughts. Tailgate thoughts. We put down the tailgate. We sit on your tailgate, and we got something on the tooth there. Anyways, we take and we put the tailgate down, and we just shop talk about you, the truck, your motivation, your inspiration, all that, cool, stuff. So one is, the morning wake up call, which you're on right here. You're listening to over on the podcast, C10 America Talks, or, excuse me, you're watching us right here in, the group or on, the channel. That is, awesome. Anyways, guys, do not forget, please, do not forget October 3rd. That is my buddy Scott's show right down there in Snyder. That is, the White Buffalo Wheels car show. That'll be on October 3rd, right down there. Checked us out. He's given us a whole block right down there in the square for, our, famous, C10 America corral right down there. How cool was that? So I'm going to take and be doing a graphic, put up a graphic, and you guys will see, this, awesome, little banner, a web banner where you can take and you can, apply to be in, the C10 America, corral. So that would be awesome. We'll put that up in, maybe about a week. I'll get with, Scott, and we'll come up with thank God for water, something to drink. I'll get with Scott, and we'll come up with, an idea, game plan to, put that up in, the group, and then maybe we'll see if we can put a little banner on our, page and, all that stuff. Anyways, how do you guys like, the new thumbnails? We've been putting every video that we put up, we put a thumbnail up to kind of catch, your eye, to kind of drag you guys in, because we think we have some cool stuff to, talk about, let everybody know about, this channel and, the group and, all that stuff. Now, I know that, the first YouTube videos weren't, well, they're not too exciting unless we're out there talking to somebody, doing an interview, or in a shop. I know what you're thinking. It's not too exciting being right here in the studio, but you know what, guys, a good friend of mine. I only know him from online. I like to meet him, in person someday. But good friend of mine online goes by, the name Pat Flynn. Pat Flynn, I call Pat, the podcast father, because he's the one that pretty much got me into wanting to do a podcast, and pretty much he told me, get off my butt, go out there and do it. And he wasn't talking to me, he was talking to everybody, all of us, and all that. But I took it like he was only talking to me. And so I did it. And then, he said, don't worry about making money from it. Don't worry about people listening. Don't worry about, you know, if it looks bad, the audio is, you know, kind of okay. That will all get better with time. Just get on there and put up content, put up content, put up content. And the more you do it, the better you will get. And so, Pat, I have to say thank you, my brother, for, getting me out there and, starting that. I remember starting, my podcast with the big headphones with the mic, on the side. I look like a helicopter pilot. Hello, hello, or, launch a torpedo, you know. But, and then using, the analog, uh, the analog recorder. Remember grandma's old rotary dial telephone? And it sounded so, old school. Well, that is what my recorder sounds like. And, I thought, what better way to do, the new podcast, the new interview, the new show, then use that right there because you're bringing, some of the old into, the new and all that. And I have Mr. Pat Flynn to, thank for that. So that is awesome. And Pat, not only he don't just talk about, how to start your own podcast. He talks about many, many different, things, many, many different genres, all that stuff. And he's good at what he does. He a real good, speaker. Excuse me. I know I'm not I do not hold cards to, anybody out there that, speaks. And, I might speak okay on my, podcast, but not to, the Joe Rogans of the world, the Pat Flynn's of, the world. I mean, these guys can hold their own. They can go. I did a podcast one time for 3 hours, just talking, 3 hours. And I wanted to prove to nobody else but myself that I could do it. I was already doing first 1 hour, then I did 2 hours with the break, and then I did, a full, 3 hours. So, I mean, that I would talk to him for, 3 hours, and I got off. I was tired. I was hungry, and all that. And a lot of my day went by, and I'm gonna work on everything I needed to, but I need to. Anyways, I have to address an issue here with mental prints, mental features, and all that. We're getting busy with the mental prints. Thank you guys. Thank you from my heart to you guys. Thank you. We love that. Due to overwhelming orders on metal feeders and metal prints, some prints have taken longer than normal on some orders, out there. And that just because we're getting so inundated with orders. And, guys, I'm like, one main band here, but hey, I love it. I love it. And, I'm just working on getting the metal prints done and metal features done, the ones that we're working on. will be in issue number 9. Issue 9 comes out on see, I almost said October. No, next month on the 4th. If we can't make the 4th, it'll be a couple more days after that it will come out. So we're 12 after the hour. It's 6:12. So I just wanted to kind of point that out. But thank you to everybody out there getting metal, prints and all that. And if you guys ordered a metal print, we're working, on it. And if we send you guys a PayPal invoice for the metal feature or metal print, the quickest way to get us started on the metal feature and metal print, if payment is made, if we get that email and it says paid, then what that does, that locks you into your spot right there. Because say if you have not paid your invoice, if somebody else comes after you and they pay, they go in front of you because they paid. So by paying for that metal print right then, and then we take in what we do, we show you, we give you an update, as we're doing it, so you know what we're doing, and you see it before we send it to print, and then we ask you, yeah or nah, yay or nay. And if it's nay, then we say, okay, what's wrong? And then we go back and we fix it, we address it, then we send it back to you, yay or nay. You say yay, and it goes over to print. And our delivery is on those is about 2 weeks. So about 2 weeks, you guys should have them. And it is crazy busy here. After I get off here, I'll be working on some other prints and all that. But it's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. I know I can't sing. Can't be a comedian. So that's why I do this. Instead. Anyways, hope you guys love those thumbnails. For those out there that do not know, let me tell you, we are a nationwide digital publication. Okay, there I said it. We're not a paper magazine. We're a digital publication. That right there is why, we make the prints, because, all of us, come on, let's be honest. All of us, if we're selected to be in a magazine, we want the bragging rights. We want to be able to show our friends and tell our friends, hey, look, I was in this magazine this year, this time. We were at this show. And what's so cool, and I think why these prints are really taking off, it's because all you guys out there are taking the photographs. We're doing these metal prints. All I'm doing is enhancing your story. You said there's 2 paragraphs, and then we add on to it, and I write your story, then I lay out all the photos. So, and we give you credit for the photos, so you become a published photographer, out there, and then you can take it to, a friend or something. Here is one of, the metal metal features I'm talking about. This one is called Boardwalk, Kings. My buddy Richard, right here, I forgot his last name. I'll just call him Richard B. Anyways, pardon me, the nose. He had, his truck on, the uh, the pier right down where he, lives. Some awesome, pics and all that. And I did not know what to name it, so I looked at, the pier, the photos, all that, and then I called it. I'm all, what? How about the Boardwalk Kings? So we named that. He bought a metal print. I liked, the color combo, so I had to buy one for, me just for a sample. This size here is 11 by 14. They're $99. Shipping on this is $25, and it comes about 2 weeks. But the only way you can get a metal feature is you need to be picked for, a C10 America. If you're not picked, you cannot get one of, these. And you need to be a member to get one of, the, features, because we make them only for, members and all that. But if you're not a member and you do want a metal print, we do metal print. This was shot about 4 years ago down in downtown Graham, Texas, right down there. So, anyways, if you're not a member of, the group over on Facebook, don't worry. If you still want a metal print, these are metal prints. What I showed you before and what I put down is a metal feature because we feature you guys in the magazine. So these are still at $99, and they come about, 2, weeks, about 2 weeks, and they're pretty good, on that. But due to overwhelming orders on metal prints and metal features, I must give it out there. Say some orders are taking longer than other orders, out there, depending on, the size and, if we're doing a metal print, we're doing a metal feature. Metal feature takes longer than a metal print. Metal print, it's just, the photo of the truck, and we enlarge it, and normally can get that done, quicker than a metal feature. Metal feature takes, some time because you are in, the magazine, and we put all the wording, all the story on there, and we said everything precise. I need to have everything just right on the page. If I have like maybe 2-inch gap here, excuse me, and a 3-inch gap here, pardon me, not, I need to move this side out. So then I measured 2 inches here, then we're good to go. So if you know me, I like to try and, have everything I can, done the right way, because I don't want to come back at the end of the day and do it all over again. And we have a lot of people from all over, all over the different states now that they're texting us on Facebook, all that. They're getting their metal prints all over. I'm getting photos. Hey, I received my metal print. I'm putting it up in my shop. I got my metal print. I had a customer over in, the group that told me she thinks, the post office lost her metal print in transportation and all that. And so we're getting ready to go down and talk to, the post office and all that. And then she sends me a text last night and she's OMG, oh my God. I'm like, what? She said that head just came in and I'm how's it look? Does it look okay? Is did the post office do good? Come on, tell me. And she came back and said, oh my gosh, it is awesome. It is freaking awesome. The color combination on that, she's you do an awesome job. No, I love what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. And if I'm working on the first metal print to, the last metal print, I am putting, all the love and, creativeness in each metal, print. Because I want, that page to really pop out in the magazine. So it does two things. It lets you guys have a bitchin' awesome, print. And then it lets me have an awesome page, in the magazine. So that is freaking awesome, guys. Anyways, we're planning something big. We're on, on the mark to hit 100,000 members over in, the Facebook group. How cool is that, dude? We're 82,000. I put that goal up, of 100,000 because, when I started the group, we started 3 years ago on December 9th, 2022, over at Dad's on the back patio. And, I started with 0 members. And I said, okay, 100,000, that's my goal. I put that goal up because I never thought in a million years I would be right there. That is, so cool. That's so humbling that, everybody is supporting, the group. I don't mean monetarily. I mean, when I say supporting, I mean supporting, the members, maybe by ideas, maybe by creativity, by inspiration, by motivation, by attaboys. Hey, attaboy, you got that LS, in that, awesome C10 truck, And I think that's where, a lot of people joining our group, they put yes and no on a question that should only be yes, I do support, the group. Or no, I do not support the group. Let me tell you, if you put no to I don't support the group, you will never be in the group. Okay. If you put no, you don't agree to the rules, you won't ever be in the group. What a lot of people do not understand is much like, a lot of people out there that, own and run their group over on Facebook. Maybe they have full-time jobs and maybe they're not really, on their group that much. That's why, all this other stuff, kind of seeps in there, and maybe corrupts, the group. And by the time they have time to deal with it, it has gotten so bad it's kind of hard to get rid of, everything that infiltrated, their group. Me, on the other hand, my group, my number one job is, the group. I'm in, that group every day. So if something, sparks something, starts to happen, I get in there, I address it, I take care of it. I eliminate, the problem that is, starting. Uh, I hooked up my AI security in there. And so I put in, keywords over in, the group. And I taught my AI, if any of these keywords are used, deny the post. If any of these other keywords are used, block that person entirely. And what that does is that frees me up to do other things I need to do here in the studio. Now, meaning, I know some are thinking, well, I thought you said you man your group all the time. If you have AI doing it, you're not. Well, yes, I have Facebook running all the time. Even though I have like 10 different softwares on my computer, I might be in another software, but I have AI going all the time. So when I periodically, check it all throughout, the day, and I do it every day. I even do it on the weekends. But on the weekends, I kind of do differently. I do it on my phone, but, during the week, I do it right here on the old desktop. So, anyways, I think that's what kind of sets me apart from other, group owners out there. You know, my main job is, the brand, you know, the magazine, the podcast. We're on C10 America Talks, and, the group. So I'm doing everything like a one man band right here in, the studio. I even got this awesome software, guys. It's called OBS, and you can get it free too. All you need to do, go to www.obssoftware.com or obs.com. It's open source software. You can get it, you can use it, you can download it for free, and then they send you updates. They're updating their software all the time. So that is what I'm using here. What's so cool about it? I know you guys are thinking, hey, what do you think it's so cool? Well, I'll tell you why I think it's so cool. It lets me run all my audio, everything through my P4, my podcast P4, what I do a podcast on. So we're recording, the audio that is, coming out, going into this mic, going into the P4, going into the computer, coming out of the computer. So it's going all over. And then it lets me record. I'm recording. Hey, YouTube, what's up? I'm recording for, my early morning YouTube show. Then when I stream, I can stream to Facebook right through here. Excuse me. So I'm really killing three. Excuse me. three birds with one stone. And meaning I'm recording, the podcast audio, I'm recording the video for YouTube, and I am streaming for, Facebook. It's I'm doing all three things at, the same time instead of, oh, I gotta do the podcast. And then, I gotta go to Facebook and do the Facebook stream. Or, you know, all right, let's record a YouTube video so we can throw up on, YouTube and, all that. So, anyways, we're doing all three things right here in, the studio with, this one little software. And it's totally free. You can go check it out. It's OBS software. I believe it's www.obs.com. www.obs.com. You need to go check it out. Some people say it's a good first choice when you're starting to do like maybe an online show, or it's kind of a good beginning software, and then you can go up to Adobe After Effects, or Adobe Premiere. You know what, I don't use Adobe products anymore. I have a bad taste in my mouth from what they did to me. They got into my software probably about 15 years ago. They got into my software and they shut it down. And I bought the software on the CD, and I installed it on my computer and all that. And I did not know that they built a back door. So those CD-ROMs that we had, that we bought from, that I bought from Adobe, I had everything I needed. And I believe this is only my opinion, but my opinion is they built a back door into my CD. So when I put software in my computer and it went live, when I hooked up the internet, then at any time they could, remember you had to register your CD with Adobe, and you registered it, and you told them if it was for work or for business, and then you told them how many machines you put it on, and you told them what kind of machine you put it on, and you had to give a little more information and all that. And one thing I did not know is, by installing that software, I believe it stores your IP address. And so your IP address is your address to your computer. So pretty much somebody has your IP address, they can find your computer out there in, the masses. And for me, that's what they did, 15 years ago. So I don't use Adobe anymore because of that. It took me a year and a half, and I found, C10 America has been here for 3 years. So it's been 3 years I've been using this new software, which I love. It's called Affinity. I had the old version before it was bought by Canva, but it's still free. You can go to www.canva.com, www.canva.com. You can download Affinity software. And when I was using Adobe, you, you know, they would come out with fixes almost every month because there's little things that needed fixed. And I kept thinking to myself, Adobe should make a software where they can put Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign in one software. That's it. So boom. Well, the software that I use now is Affinity, right? I use Affinity Photo, Affinity Designer, and Affinity Publisher. And that's what I use for the magazine, all that right there. And it's totally free, so you can go to www.affinity.com, and it's just called Flat Affinity. And they took all three softwares and they put it together in one. So if you want to design like cow on the moon, you can do that. If you want to design a photo of you on the moon with that cow, you can do that. Or if you want to make a website about you going to the moon and meet that cow, you can either do that or make a magazine. That is awesome, guys. Anyways, two months ago, I put a post up in the group over on Facebook, right? And it got 114,000 views. 114,000 views. And then before that, it was maybe a month before that, I got 96.4 thousand views. That was the first one with the big numbers I got. Then the 114 was, a couple months or a month later. And so that was freaking awesome. That was, a generic, organic, views. And we did not pay for the views. We got them just by putting it up and, just rolling with it, man. Just putting it up there, and that is so cool. Anyways, I want to tell you about a show right down in Gale, Texas. It'll be the 6th annual car show right down there in Gale. And you know what? I forgot to write down when it was. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I'll get that for you later on today. After I upload this to YouTube, I can put it in, the comments. But it's a 6th annual show. It's a Rat Pack car show by the Rat Pack Car Club. My buddy David Molina and Dale Turnbow right down there. And then Scott Stout is helping them, put this on down there. And it's $25 to enter your car or truck at the show, with all the proceeds benefiting the veterans of the Texas Southern Plains Honor Flight. So that is, a mouthful right there. Other proceeds go to benefit the veterans of the Texas Southern Plains Honor Flight. So that is, awesome. Plus, I have some good food right down at the event of the show at the Coyote store. They make some awesome hamburgers, outside barbecue hamburgers and, all that stuff. So they got some good, food down there. You can eat inside or you can eat outside and all that. And me and Terry were glad that we went last year. It was the first year for us, and we're definitely going, back, this year. How cool is, that? Then a big shout out to ironcarriers.com, ironcarriers.com. They do some bitch and C10 trucks and bitch and, you know, hot rods or rat rods, all this. I thought, guys, I thought they only did, C10 trucks. I was pleasantly surprised when I went to ironcarriers.com that I saw some of the other cars they've built over there on, the site. And that is, freaking, awesome. Anyways, guys, I want to talk about a new company real quick here. They're coming up the chain of command here on, on the show, on your morning wake up call, and then over in, the group. But that is Square Bodies of, Texas, right there. Square Bodies of Texas. And what's so cool about these guys, they started, about 3 years ago. So it would kind of take you back to, about the time we started C10 America. We started a little over 3 years ago. We started 3 years back. Excuse me, pardon me. That was, awesome. So we want to, talk about, the folks that started about 3 years ago, back when we did. They're located at 3200 Brent Road, Longview, Texas, 75604, 75604. They're on IG, Instagram, altogether Square Bodies of Texas, no spaces. Their phone number is area code 903-387-6797. That phone number, once again, 903 area code 387-6797. And then if you want to email them, you can do so. HonchoFabo5@gmail.com. HonchoFabo5@gmail, com. So, anyways, we're talking about them a whole, a lot, because not only do we love their bills, but we love, the name of their company. Anyways, Iron Carriers, if you want to, you can email them, info@ironcarriers.com, info@ironcarriers.com. You want to give them a call, 734 area code 353-5870, 353-5870. They do trucks, they do hot rods, they do muscle cars. They have some awesome t-shirts, workwear, and women's, workwear as well as that is awesome. Anyways, I want to give you a couple of save the dates, a couple of shows and all that. Hey, if you want, give me feedback down below. I have a friend of mine that he does a hot rod list. It's called, I don't know, you guys might have heard of it. It's called Larry's List. It's my buddy Larry that he was in. Let's see here. Was that probably 4 or 5 of our Rod and Truck magazine? Anyways, he was in. I think 4 or 5. The issue or whatever. Anyways, he started a little brochure thing called Larry's List, and I think he sells it for like $10 or something like that. But he has all the car shows in Texas, and he calls all these people that all the promoters. He finds them online, and he calls all the promoters, and then he's like, hey, this is so and so, car show promoter, promoting car shows. I want to help you guys get your name out there, and I'm going to put you guys on my list. And then he sells that to people for $10, looking for shows in their area. What I need your help with, and feedback. Give me feedback right down below, or if you're watching on Facebook, right down below, or if you're listening over on C10 America Talks, you can comment on Spotify or Simplecast, Apple, iTunes, wherever you guys listen. If you can comment, you can put a comment right down there, and we'll see it. I'm thinking if I should reach out to other truck shows and do C10 America magazine presents the truck show rundown, and do the truck show rundown not just for Texas. We do it for for all over. We do it nationwide. So nationwide truck shows. So if you're in Arizona, you got Dino's Get Down. If you're in California, you got Slow. What's that? I just had it. God, they are gonna hate me. Anyways, they have one out there in California. If you here in Texas, you got Classic Truck Nationals. You got the C10 Nationals. You got the C10s in the park, and yada, yada, yada. So, not that I need any more to do, but, that falls in line with, what we do. And we can incorporate that into, the magazine, and all that. So, I don't know, just a thought, food for thought. You guys chew it up. You think what you want to think, is it a good idea? Is it not? Let me know right down below. But anyways, give you a couple of save, the dates. Get on down to, the White Buffalo Wheels Car Show on October 3rd. That'll be huge. We're having our C10 America booth down there. So if you have a C10 truck out there, contact us. And we need to know how many people will be going in, the corral. We'll have C10 America corral right down there. Scott, my buddy, is giving us a block right down there for, C10 America corral. So That'll be cool. Then we have about four banners. Welcome to C10 America Corral. You know, at the White Buffalo Wheels car show, sponsored by, and then we can get a couple different sponsors to sponsor our little corral right there at the show. That would be so cool. And then don't forget, guys, get signed up over at the website, which is www.c10americamagazine.com. That's www.c10americamagazine.com. Get signed up over there, or you can get signed up at the show, and that would be awesome. If you guys out there want to know how to become a sponsor on the banners, contact me right down below, or wherever you can comment, contact me, and we'll give you more information how to become a sponsor. And that would be awesome if you guys became a sponsor for C10 America, Corral. So anyways, guys, don't forget the White Buffalo Wheels car show will be rolling into town October 3rd, right down there. That's Saturday, October 3rd. So if you guys are working on, those awesome rides, the awesome trucks, all that, you need to get down there. You have, that souped up muscle car. You have that freshly tuned LS that, everybody is chomping at the bit, waiting to see. You need to bring it down to the White Buffalo Wheels, car show, and check it out. I think it'll be, I think the second annual for, the show that Scott is promoting. So we're going to be down there in, full force. The Rat Pack Car Show down there in Gale. That'll be May 16th. May 16th, this year. We have, the C10 Nationals. That'll be May 8th and 9th up here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Then C10 Slowdown, that's it, out there in California, C10 Slowdown. That'll be rolling into town July 25th. Don't miss that. If you're out there in California, you can head out there and, take some pics and submit them to the group, but no OBS photos in the group, only square body and, C10 trucks, no OBS. C10's in the park, September 19th, this year, right here in Waxahachie. So you guys need to go. And then I'm bringing a guest. I'm bringing my buddy Scott, and we're trying to get his buddy Jason, to go. And if so, Scott is going to be passing out flyers to his show at, C10's in the park. So I'll be out there doing interviews, doing content. So if you want to do an interview, talk about your truck, we'll be at C10's in the park. We'll be on foot, walking around. I'll be doing interviews and posing for, pics and, all that, awesome, stuff out there, and just getting awesome content for the magazine. And then, anyways, before I get out of here, guys, I want to address the elephant in the room here. The book I am working on called The Grind. Now, no, that's not a real book here that I'm trying to get the front cover dialed in. This is the wife's book. I was trying to find out the exact size I want for my book, and this is about 8 inches tall by 5.5 wide. I want this size, and I want this awesome cover. Give you a little disclosure. I work with AI, sometimes. I use AI as a tool, as a graphic designer, as, a lot of people out there use Photoshop, use After Effects, or, all these tools in our arsenal to make these awesome photos and logos. Well, I used AI on, this. I said, create me a cover. My book is going to be titled The Grind. Remember back in the day, the Rat Pack days in Vegas? All the old signs were all marquees lit up with, the little light bulbs in, all the letters. I wanted to go back to, that era kind of. And so I told AI to, do that. It, boom, it did it dead on. I said, okay, I want a spark on the cover. And, I want it like fuse kind of like sparked off like somebody lit it, and is sparking to, light the fuse and everything you'd like that, we start with a spark. That spark comes from somewhere to spark that idea, And I said, this book, it'll be the spark, the fear, the doubt, and the challenge. I said, put my name, on it. Make sure people know that I wrote the book, Texas Rich. And I said, okay, what is, the book about? And I said, it's a story behind, C10, America. So that book will be out in 6 months. It'll be a total of, 150 pages. Excuse me, pardon me. It'll be 15 chapters. Then we're looking at, we're looking at 10 pages per chapter. And so if you take all that, you add that, together, and comes out to, 150, pages. We already hooked up a publishing company. They told us on a couple of different occasions, if we get done with the book, once we get done, let them know so we can get it sent over there. They can start making the book. What's so cool about who we chose is they're an on-demand, book publishing company. So you can buy one, you can buy two. It don't really matter. And since I'm writing it, I am the author. I can buy other copies, and then I can sell those on my website. And what a lot of people do, they said, is buy them, they autograph them, then they mark them up. They sell them for another price over on their website, so they have a signed copy. The copy over at the publisher It'll be just the copy. That's it. The copy that I'll be selling over at www.c10americamagazine.com. We'll have it autographed. We'll have a private or personal note handwritten to you. And then we'll have a new sticker in that book right there. So you can get that over at the website. Signed, the signed copy is only over at the website. www.c10americamagazine.com. And then we'll have a download version as well over on, the site too. So you can download it like you can, the magazine. So anyways, they're dressed, the elephant in, the room. We love you guys. We're at 7:03. I'm going to get out of here. We did like an hour long, let me, God, my mouse cord got stuck behind the computer. Anyways, it was only supposed to be a half-hour show, but I did an hour-long show because Miss Terry isn't going to work today. She's playing it, cool here. She's just a little under, the weather. We want to make sure, she's okay. So nothing big, nothing, serious. So anyways, I'm going to take and get out of here. But guys, have a great, let me see. Try it again. Have a great day. We'll talk to you guys later. We love you. And guys, take care. Go make somebody smile today. We love you. Have a
I started with a frame, just a pile of steel, rust on my hands, but a vision that's real. Long nights in the shop, sparks lighting the air. Every bolt I tighten says I'm halfway there, knowing that my vision is starting to appear, in hopes that I make the cover of C10 America magazine. I'm building my C10 dream. The chrome shines under the lights. Do I lay it low or lift it high? Man, my C10 dream feels so right. From the garage to the show, rolling proud and clean, in hopes that one day I'll make the cover of C10 America magazine. A fresh coat of paint, that green candy apple glow, 20-inch wheels hitting every truck show. Crowd gathers round, cameras start to click. This ain't just a truck, it's my C10 America magazine dream. I'm building my C10 dream. The chrome shining under the lights. Do I lay it low or lift it high? Man, my C10 dream feels so right. From the garage to the show, rolling proud and clean, in hopes that one day I'll make the cover of C10 America magazine. From swamp meets to highways, every mile I roll, this C10 Chevy tells my story. Every dent, every goal. I hope and I pray the editors are watching one day and put me on the cover of C10 America magazine. And they will realize this truck's more than metal to me. It's my C10 dream. I'm building my C10 dream. The chrome shines under the lights. Do I lay it low or lift it high? magazine. But until that day, my truck's gonna gleam. I will keep wrenching and chasing my C10 America magazine dream.
Hey guys, have a great day. We love you. We'll see you again tomorrow morning. Take care.